Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Ben here from KCT, home of the gun and gear reviews you can use. Obviously, asshole, beard, tactical, room, thing, guns, booms. You guys know what it is already, so we can get right into the video. This is going to be my top 3 mil-spec type triggers. Now, why are we actually looking at those? Why are we looking at the $300,000 guys and all that other stuff? We can. I think the highest I've gone is the Hyperfire, the 3G, the competition. And that is my favorite trigger, bar none. Okay, and it is in that price range that you will be paying for it. So not everybody wants to do that. Everybody wants to say I'm going to spend $200-300 on a trigger when you don't have an optic, or you have your irons that are crap. You know, you buy some plastic wish, irons or whatever on your gun. You have other things that you can do. Ammo. I would say if you can spend $200 on ammo versus an optic, or versus a trigger, I would rather do that. And I would rather you do that. You can learn a lot more by shooting $200 worth of ammo than you'll ever learn pulling a $200 trigger. So, pontifications aside, let's go ahead and get into it. So, number 3 is actually one that comes with a lot of parts kits you're seeing these days, and it is the Anderson. I think it's their enhanced trigger. And so we'll go ahead and take a look here. We can see that it's not quite the same as most normal triggers, or triggers and hammers. In the way that it's shaped, tends to collect a lot of crap on the front of it, which is good. Shows we're using it. But it's got a nice positive reset. Nice brake. I like that brake. Now let's see if I can bust this lower again. Yeah, so it does everything it needs to do. It comes in most Anderson build kit packages, and it's just a good one. Mil-spec triggers are kind of a grab bag. I've got so many parts laying around from years of doing this that I just build a trigger out of whatever I have, if it sucks, out of the box. So, hammers, sears, things like that, I'll put together, whatever I feel like until it actually works the way that I want it to. But yeah, most mil-spec triggers feel like you're dragging your hand down Amy Schumer's back, and that's not fun. So having something like this, if you look at the take up here, there isn't any. Okay, so this is on fire. There's no take up. That's to the wall. That's hard right there. So hard, and then even afterwards, you're only getting that little bit of motion there. So I'll go ahead, lock that back up. It does stop like it should. And again, there's no take up. And probably 5 pounds-ish, 6. I'm not great at thumb, so I'm not going to be able to ghost that trigger within 1/10 of an ounce of how fast or what the pull weight is. But guys, if you want one that's pretty good, it actually comes in the Anderson box. It's their enhanced trigger. I know they sell it separately, but if you're doing a build kit, might as well get one if you're going to use a duty trigger. I would way rather have this than some slobby jalopy, mud fungus trigger that you mushes through and then crunches and then, yeah. So enough said about this one. I like it. I didn't expect to. When I got it out of the box to build a lower, I thought it was going to be crap, but it wasn't. Okay, number 2. Because I can count this time, I swear. So this one we have the ALG. Oh gosh, I think it's the ACT, the Advanced Combat Trigger, and it's beautiful. ALG, obviously the sister company of Geisley. They make some great stuff. The workmanship, it's great. Looks really, really good. Feels really good. So we'll go ahead. There's just that little bit of your standard AR back and forth after the trigger's been pulled. But it also feels very, very limited. You can see that there's almost no actual movement to accompany that. So locks out very nice. Again, it's right to the wall to start. Resets like it should. Bang. So the only time that you really have any sort of movement with this is when it's already been pulled. And, a lot of the mil-spec triggers that you can get out there when you're pulling that trigger, you have that take up and that grit and that grind and all that stuff. You know, and it really works as well as like one of Lily's things, pickup lines. It's just awkward and cringy and terrible, and you can't wait till it's over. So this is a good one, guys, if you want something that's right out of the box, ready to go, nice and crisp, no movement, no take up. It's great. It's got a very, very nice chunky pull to it. Like you can feel when that's about to break. You know, it feels really, really good. Never had any problems with it, no like primer strikes. I know that it does come, well, I think this does come with just the standard springs on it. So, but yeah, it didn't really break the bank. It was maybe 50, 60 bucks, something like that. So again, Geisley, ALG, I know I crap on the amount of money you pay for Geisley triggers, but I crap on anything that is that expensive that I don't have given to me. So, yeah, so this is a good one if you are looking again. And I think a lot of these are like duty rated by departments, so you can actually, if your department armor and SOP or whatever else allows, you can actually go ahead and use something like this on your rifle if you can. So, and the last, but never the least, number one with a bullet. This is my absolute favorite duty style trigger, and that is the Hyperfire Enhanced Duty Trigger, or EDT. Now, if you know anything about Hyperfire, yeah, you guys know what they are. So first of all, let's take a look at that hammer. Very, very different from what we're seeing with all the other hammer shapes. And there's a reason for that. They make their triggers very, very specifically. This is great. I do love the fact that the hammer is very, very similar to the hammer in their 3G trigger. This one does come with, I believe it's 2 different springs. One is like a 4.5, one's like a 5.5. I believe I have the 4.5 in here. It's been years since I put this in. But I mean, again, there's no movement. And even when I just had that little bit of movement, so resets like it should, stops. Yeah, just the way that this is set up, the way that it feels, I love it. I can't get enough. This is the trigger that I would put in all my guns if I had number one, the means, and number two, the need to. The standard mil-spec safeties I've got in most of them are pretty darn good. This is something I kind of put in a rifle that I use quite a bit. So yeah, it's something that I have a lot of time on and really, really like. So guys, if you're looking for something that's very, very mil-spec-ish, I believe again that these are duty rated. Yeah, I would definitely check these things out. Hyperfire does make some amazeballs triggers, guys, and that's like all they do is make these great triggers. And they got muzzle brakes now or something, but it is really, really, really good. So yeah, I'll stop gushing over this thing, but it's awesome. It's really, really good. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of an idea of mil-spec triggers and what's out there. You don't have to get and stick with whatever's in the box of whatever gun you buy, and especially with this panic that we have going on. Guns are just flying out the door. Quality control, I think, is not as good as it should be nowadays. I've seen some pretty atrocious stuff come out of companies that shouldn't be letting that stuff out the door. But it is what it is. Know what you're looking for. Know how to ionize your gun. And if you don't know what you're doing, don't mess around with it. Please get somebody who knows. Talk to an armorer. Have them do it. An AR is very, very simple to work on when you get it all figured out and how it works. But the first couple times you have when you take one apart, you may not understand how everything has to go back together. And the AR only works one way when you put it back together. So just understand that. So guys, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier. We are going to read a little bit of hate mail. kineticconceptstactical@gmail.com. Get that mail into us. Put it subject line hate mail so we know what it is. We can get it figured out. We can read it, or just delete it like we don't care. Matt B. Why are you less funny Tundra Tactical? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. Probably because they have writers and editors, and I don't know. I don't know. We're kind of like the 1 to 2 man band most days. So, yeah, I don't know. And Gary T. I had to use these names. It sounds like a Viagra trial. Gary T. Um, how many mags do you have? That's not even hate mail. I bet you don't have as many as me. Oh, okay, that's a hate mail. Okay, lots. I don't know, Gary. I don't know, but there's a ton. I'll count them someday if I have enough time. But we can tape measure ourselves on mags at some point down the road. I don't know. Guys, that's all I've got for you today. Make sure you give us a like, subscribe, follow on all of our social medias. Connect Concepts Tactical, all through the blogosphere, all through YouTube, all through all these different things. Guys, again, remember that gun content is not prized by YouTube and things like that. So their algorithm does not really support us. For example, I see a lot of Joe Biden ads on 2A content. That tells you how these things get played out. I think it's a waste of money, but I mean, it's there. So, guys, that's all I got for you. Like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Please help us out. We're a growing channel. It means a lot. It means the world. It means we can keep on doing this. It means we can keep eating macaroni and cheese dinners. All right, guys. Stay beautiful. Stay wonderful. Have a great rest of your day. Love you.